we are in the grand final of our Legacy Championship in Poland. So the two best contenders are today Bernard Sawicki with Naya Depths and Maciej Fidziński, also known as Fidzio, with his old school Delver.
Yeah, old school, like, well, it's not too old school. I guess it's old school for the true name Nemesis.
Yes, and Delver itself.
I mean, for Delvers, yeah. Paper Snag in the sideboard.
Yeah,
that's right, like Oxidus mentions. So, yeah, one Unholy Heat in the main might come in handy.
Yeah,
overall, we see, like, I just talked to Victor, like, looking just at the deck list, it seems like Bernard probably has the advantage, but at the same time, it's Delver.
Yeah,
so.
of course. So I suppose that expressive start, yeah, exactly what is happening here can be.
Okay. Sylvan Library, turn 1.
That's a good question to ask the opponent.
That's a great start for Bernard. No counter from Maciej, so just a DRC and the bubble.
Yep. Go Venek. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so
skill and show always hopes for the depths to win. I always,
especially after watching the blue-red Delver mirror. Yep. I mean, it was True Name Nemesis versus Snapcaster Mage, of course.
I guess that's simply given the history that skill and show has with depths decks. This is very close to his heart.
Okay, so library trigger.
Yeah, we have some selection here.
Yeah, I mean this is huge. Turn 1 7 library.
Let's see what's going on here.
Okay, 3 mana.
Perhaps the night when there is no possibility of a days. Oh, so there's
Safekeeper, yeah. Some protection from the combo, so protection for the night, perhaps in the future.
Ooh, 2 wastelands. This is strong.
Yeah. This will set Bernard back a bit. And the bolt on the Safekeeper. Trigger. Yeah, this is the classic tempo plan, like.
Exactly.
Probably hard to fight with Bernard at this point on the card advantage axis unless you pressure his life total enough so that the library doesn't matter with the drawing of the cards. Because it's just a card selection tool, it's not nearly as powerful.
That's true.
Okay, the night.
Here's the night.
Yes, there's the night. No days.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, so the knight is currently 4/4. Are these 2 lands? So anything outside of bolt range is probably enough at this point in the game. Land. Yeah, there's the island.
Yes, so I guess that using knight as an option to enable combo will simply be good enough here.
Yeah. We saw Maciej value basic lands really highly in the previous game.
Wisely so. So 2 triggers from the 2 DRCs. Bolts.
Yeah, bolt is not enough.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, probably not a force, not another force. Yeah, it's just really hard.
So if
Yeah, we're not affiliated with New Balance, but
officially
officially, we're not sponsored by New Balance, but we could be.
we could be, let them know if you can. So we have to also speak a little bit lower here because right now everybody is simply stunned with the grand final. So it's really quiet here. We don't want to share information with the players.
Exactly, we don't really want to talk about the players' hands, maybe.
maybe. Yeah, but this really looks interesting here. So those two DRCs needs to make the pressure. Now Bernard has to decide how much time does he have. If he is only to use the knight as a tool to enable combo, which we know that he has a power right now.
As we saw in the previous game, like the knight can just create amazing value, but at the same time, like if you don't have time to make the value, then you have to start trying another plan. And this could be another knight.
More of a clock. So perhaps
this could be a switch to the beatdown plan. Even if the DRCs have the delirium enabled, there's still 3 power compared to 4 power here, or even more.
Yes, and I guess not right now. He's trying to get out of the reach of possible unholy hits.
With the Wasteland, he can do it, but at what cost?
Oh, and also denying the graveyard to the opponent.
Okay, that's a great play.
That's a great play. So no more Murktide. Possibly next couple of
No
turns.
more Murktide and no more Delirium, at least for now.
That's true. So only small 1/1.
He just bought himself a lot of time with the Butchika Bog. There's the Delver.
Now wastelanding is not really an option for Maciej also. So you cannot deny the resources of an opponent because you're creating more of resources for the opponent.
Yeah, exactly. You're just, making the knights bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, it's a pretty hard spot to be in. Depths. Sylvan Library. Still kicking.
There are some things to consider here. Okay, so we have some issues with the...
Yeah, I think we have to get closer because we have to keep our voices down.
Yes, we need to be a little bit closer to the mic so we can hear us properly better. Okay.
So Dark Depths for Bernard.
I cannot tell you what was the thing with which I have done this. You can imagine.
Yeah, but playing the Dark Depths in the face of the Wasteland.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just go? Very interesting. Okay.
Never Delver.
So possibly that's gonna be 6 from air. And even more if those channels will be enabled once more. That's a clock, and that's also a denial of the combo. At least for a couple of turns.
Wasteland on the Wasteland.
Yeah, so now the
It's a very interesting play because he could have done this sooner actually, but we'll see what's the plan.
Yes, so Wasteland to Bajuka, which can be, I guess, rotated away if there is a rotation in hand. That for mana.
Okay.
Yeah, considering rotation, definitely.
Tap for mana. Yeah, so 2 mana. I wonder, with just red mana open, this seems like a good place to combo, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, now turning this into value. So many patterns
Yeah,
here.
yeah. And 2 mana floating still. It's possible that with the Yavimaya, he's holding up the crop rotation for the step. Once
Maybe,
again.
maybe. Yeah, so with the mana floating from the Bojuka book, now we have to create the Mary Pledge and untap, and that's the game.
That's the game. Yeah, just
What were you saying about
stellar
Delver?
playing about Bernard, like stellar playing for Bernard, like the Bojuka book play, then the just fantastic deck choice. It turns out, but
very well played.
Yeah, the level of play is
What
just.
were you saying about those Delvers never flipping?
You can see that. These are the Delvers I remember.
Okay, so 1-0 for the Bernard. So let's say what could feature bring to the party that could make a difference. This is not real.
Yeah, so definitely Vapor Snag, as someone in the chat already mentioned.
Yep.
But honestly, apart from that,
Not much more.
not much more. Like, no respect for the for the deck in the cyber, which might be,
That's true.
a great advantage on Bennett's side. Yeah. You're shuffling up. And there's one card taken out from the other side.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, if
it's
will
only
they,
the Vapor Snake. Oh, there's something else.
Okay. Maybe like a true name, just
Maybe.
just a block. It could be possible.
Oh, it was 1 force and 1 bubble, I guess. Now some more cards even going out.
Yeah, even more cards. That's interesting. Maybe deciding that some of the cards are worse than something like adding Hex, for example.
Perhaps Abrade just as another burning spell for the
Yeah,
early frames.
exactly. Especially since there's no counters on Bernard's side, so in the case of a statement, just sticking in the Hex might be enough. We'll see.
Hey.
Or I guess the surgical.
Maybe. Also, if you can answer 1 depths, for example. Hey, what's coming up?
It's a very land heavy hand from Bernard.
Yes, I don't think this would be a keep. And here we have...
Yeah, and a pretty land heavy hand from Maciej as well.
Yes.
So we'll see. With the wasteland.
That's tempting. And also... but this is a very
Yeah, mulligan
reactive
from
hand
Bernard.
so when you're on play, so that's...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's quite unusual.
He did keep though.
Yeah, he did. I guess that he is simply anticipating that another flow of creatures that could be easily removed the beginning of the game.
Okay, another reactive
And-
hand here as well with two mox diamonds. I
it
mean,
doesn't really look that good either.
but I mean, could be good enough to keep. I mean, the mox diamond is
So-
usually enough to.
I suppose we're going to see two hands very well
Oh,
suited
there's
to,
the thread though.
to answer the creatures, both sides.
Yeah.
So a little bit of deja vu right now from
Oh,
Fidjo.
okay. Yeah, and there's the.
Once again, this library.
Yeah, this could be a turn one library once again.
Once more.
Especially since Maciej started with the basic mountain
Yeah.
and does not currently have a force in hand. At least not what I can.
Yeah. So
No force.
would you either remove this without a threat of days or play library without the threat of a days? That's
I
the
don't
question
know.
to
I
answer.
don't know.
I guess that given the two prismatic endings, I would rather opt for the library. Though having the clock already in play is not that much.
You know, if this was a Delver, this would be an easier choice, but because it's DRC and it fuels the Murktide, you know,
Exactly.
this is not that easy. Okay, so Diamond, discarding Wasteland.
Yep.
Yeah, removing. Okay.
Yeah, of course, turn one library is everything, but it will be a beating also
That's a
turn two.
Ponder. Ponder will be played. There's the Unholy Heat.
Yes.
Probably Maciej's best removal in the
Nothing that
matchup,
he's
but
looking
you know, he has enough removal already.
for. Yes, so.
Okay. Yeah, Maciej thinking about, I don't know, he can bolt face at this point, I guess.
I don't think he would go for it.
Yeah, it's too early. Oh, it's fast to Bernard,
Yeah.
okay. So afraid of on his own, still safe from days.
Yes, now you can still bold this. Also, here we have the surgical extractions. And the wasteland.
Yeah, and the
Nice.
wasteland, okay.
And extraction into.
And an extraction.
Yes, so giving some info about.
Extracting the reclaimer.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Something-
not the best extraction in the world, but
No,
it's
just an
probably just to gain
information.
info, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Walking through the deck and through hands.
yeah, really slow game so far. Yeah, with the library. I mean, Maciej can be happy to see the library in Bernard's hand.
Yeah, in a way, that's true.
Does he find the land? Just it.
Not that,
Not
not
in-
really, not really what he was looking for.
Yeah,
Straight away.
wasteland. And this opens it up for another surgical extraction.
Zing for one. And there's always another wasteland in Maciej's hand today.
Yeah, Bernard's main chokehold here is the mana. So I think losing the Reclaimer is not that big of a deal if you can bounce back somehow and maybe play a Knight, maybe, you know, the Sylvan Library, something generating value.
Yes, yeah, that's only one of the engines, and you still have
Yeah.
two other.
And that's bolted. Yeah,
It's bolted.
then a Ponder. Okay,
That's an
another
interesting
bolt.
choice of removal.
And the
instead of the
wasteland.
Yeah,
Mhm, I
I guess that this wasteland will be the better, better suited to deal with the mana actually, and possibly depths.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, like, oh, then he shuffled. Maybe he's looking for the threat
I guess.
because, you know, with no pressure, you're just spinning your
Oh.
wheels.
There's also a saying that when you are ahead, you wish to be further ahead. So that's really good call to look exactly for that. I was about to say it, yes. And the wasteland, yes. Sure, why not?
It's for good measure.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So
The second ending. Let's see.
that's really a fancy.
But I mean, he does have
game.
pretty full graveyard. I mean, but once again, Maciej's choice of basics. Okay, 2 basic islands, so now he can cast the Murktide when he
But
finds
there's a
it.
pyroblast on the other hand, still.
Step.
Oh, very
Yeah.
sad step.
The classic step.
Yeah.
Iteration. Yeah, the turn 1 library would definitely be better
So
than removal,
it's-
but it was a lot more risky, I think, maybe from Bernard's point of view.
Difficult to. Well, maybe it's easy to judge it now. At this point, both decisions were close. I can't really tell which one I
Yeah, and
would
there's
choose
the
myself.
Murktide.
And there's a Murktide. So I assume that there is an answer to the pyroblast, or simply forcing it for the future.
Yeah, we have to remember, like, even days is still. Oh my
Oh.
god, or liberating.
So this is
The
the
most
second
I
time
mean-
today when one side has no permanence in play.
Oh my god, that's the saddest Dark Depths I've ever seen.
Yep. They are so sad that they even
Oh,
don't go
and
with
there's,
counters.
and there's the Nemesis. Like,
Yep. Yeah, and there's the game 3, the final game. Final game of our tournament, ladies and gentlemen. And, every other non-binary being around there.
exactly. Yeah,
Well,
so
that
here,
was a goal. Really, really,
Yeah.
really well played.
what a game.
Yes. That was
Yeah,
brutal.
that
and
was brutal, but at the same time, you know,
it was equally well piloted as in the first
Yeah.
game Bernard showed us
Yeah.
his skill. So
there was this very close decision on Bernard's part that could have made
Yeah.
this easier for him, like with the library if he played it turn 1. But he didn't know if Maciej has the force or if
Yeah,
he
that's
didn't.
true.
So yeah, it's a really tough decision, which I think, you know, this might have been like the most important point of this game, because after this, and for Bernard at least, because for Maciej there were a lot more decisions after this, and he just, you know, commanding victory.
yeah. Yes, so for everybody watching and still new to the format or to our initiative, please try to watch carefully what here at Academia Legacy we are doing and preparing in matter of tournaments, in matter of pro legacy content, and so on and so on, because things like this are coming and will be coming in the future from our side. For everybody interested in the format and which willing to invest in it, to develop themselves, to support us in this initiative, because this is the pure beauty of the game displayed here today. Even though there are too many dollars for some,
Of course.
but played like
It's
this,
legacy, right?
played in the way that Maciej is presenting this to us today, or previous top players showed us already, is really worth watching.
Yeah, so here's the harder part, I think, for Maciej, like starting on the draw.
Yeah. But also,
Yeah, here's the Mox Diamond, like this could be another 10-1 library if he so wishes.
another responsive hand from Bernard's side. Now he has to consider if this is a good call, as it backfired the previous game.
Yeah,
So
Maciej
this
is already
difficult choice,
mulliganing.
yeah, to get your thoughts rid of the impression of the previous game, and to be able to objectively evaluate the value of your hand right now. Because something lost you the game previously, it doesn't
Yeah, exactly.
necessarily has to do the same now.
I mean, of course, it's a different story when you're on the play and you
Of
just,
course.
go land Mox Diamond something and the player has to force it. But I mean, the previous game, Maciej started with the mountain, so there was no days possible anyway.
Oh, and there's
Mulligan to
five.
5. That's a sad thing
That's
to
a
see
very
in
sad
this, in the finals.
in the final game. He decided to keep his hand with that library. But to be honest, should that library get counted, not much is happening in that hand.
Yeah, but it will have to be counted with a force of will, at which
Yes.
point Maciej is left with 3
Yeah,
counts.
so
and
that
that's-
can be a very difficult
Yeah.
choice for him to opt for.
it would need a lot of expressive iterations, but also a lot of time to cast them. So
So land that iteration, force, and backup. That would be the texture of the hand that would allow this to go somewhere from now. And also, knowing from experience, a resolve turn 1 library can very often disappoint you strongly. It's very, very strongly. It shouldn't be happening, but
so some Gorsi in the chat says that force of wills have been sideboarded out.
I don't think all of them were.
Yeah, I
to
don't
be
think all of
honest.
them were either because of the structure of Bernard's deck with the combo.
But I can't really tell for sure. We'll see.
In fact, I think that's the force. There's the
There's
library.
library. So here it is.
Draws for turn.
Is this a single land? No, down cast of what? I guess it has to be volcanic. I don't know.
Yeah. Just getting the 1 land, I wonder if it's worth
it's
it.
a mountain.
Mountain, after all. It's interesting. Maybe he's scared that Bernard will go.
We'll find the wasteland in
we'll
those
find
3
the
counts. Yeah.
wasteland and just really punish the mulligan to 5.
But doesn't he really have any other lands? Oh yeah, for sure, at least 2. That I'm sure of it. Ah yeah, there is not the Scalding Town, so there is another land to play. So what is Bernard seeing right now is probably a knight. Yes, and yeah, something else was drawn for life.
It's the forest.
Oh,
Queensland,
Zilch.
first for 1.
Okay.
Yeah, just developing his mana. Yeah, probably trying to get away, from the thing he had last game with the
That's
total
true.
mana screw.
That's true.
Yeah. But also, the meltdown plan here, just destroying the Mox Diamond, looks kind of sad,
Yeah.
in face of all these lands.
Oh, as we've said before, there's not really much for Maciej to side in for this matchup. And now is that knight will connect turn 3 to hit the board. That's really, really a high advantage for Bernard, given the 2 mulligans from Maciej. Once again, the stellar display of protection against
Okay.
the wastelands from Maciej's side. Still constraining the mana of the opponent, who is already far ahead.
Okay, the library. I mean, I guess one way that Maciej could win this game, I think I saw the Maddening Hex in his hand, going on some burnout plan.
Yeah, but what would really Madden Hex do apart from Moxes being played in here? I don't think it was Madden Hex. There's not really good target for it.
Oh yeah, I keep mixing it up with the pillar.
Oh, pyrostatic pillar or
Yeah.
or something like that.
Well,
Or pyroclast, for example.
Yeah, but I
not
keep
Pyroclast.
mixing it up. Yeah, I forgot that it triggers on non-creature spells and not on just upkeep.
And if so
Yeah, I guess triggering on upkeep would be this would be
That's
quite
true.
a card.
Okay, another zenith.
Zenith for 1 this time.
So possibly a reclaimer. Yes, as it will be very soon out of the bolt range if it's not already. I guess it is. Yes.
Yeah, 3/4. I mean, just the 3/4 is already pretty hard to deal with for a blue red
That's true.
Deborah.
Very true. And there is a DRC
Okay.
and a brainstorm. Okay, so seeing some cards. Is this
What
unholy?
is that a true name? And
I guess it is the Shune and unholy? I'm not sure. Or another DRC. Another DRC.
yeah, another DRC.
Hmm. So Nemesis is
Yeah, so no land to shuffle it all back. So
yeah, that's really a brainstorm mark.
yeah, pretty sad.
So
Yeah,
Bubble
no
is
way
kind
to
of
cast the
an-
true name
yeah.
in a couple turns.
Oh,
Oh, I guess.
decided. Yeah, that is a way to get rid of those cards.
That was a ramming excavator, I
I
believe.
guess. Yeah. Some Gorsi, I suppose you're right in here, but let's still wait a little bit more. Yeah, unchecked Elvish Reclaimer with the library is insanely good. And oh my god, 2 blasts. Whew.
Yeah, does he even need them at this point? I
I
mean,
don't think so, but still,
and there's a Knight in Hay.
yeah,
So
so many options, so many. Well, that Nemesis would be reasonable in face of the knight for a moment at least, but
I mean, the DRC is already attacking in the air, so
yeah.
maybe like a racing plan or something. And things are pretty slow on Bernard's side.
Well, as I said before, the library can disappoint you in the matter of
Yeah.
development to the bot state because you don't have that much ways to. Well, now with the reclaimer, you can shuffle away what you do not need. Still, he's looking for lands and he doesn't have one. It is a third turn when he was able to draw from the library. So
And also, like, shuffling with Reclaimer can shuts down your clock at
Yeah.
the same time.
However, I would like to point out that this is very bold and, in my opinion, very correct decision from Bernard's side not to side out the library against Delaware, which is often recommended for the depths decks in general, especially lands when they were still playing the library. So just the selection here is very, very important right now.
Quite a big decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can suspect that Maciej has been brainstorm locked, but at the same time, with the DRC, he will get through the cards pretty quickly.
It's simply decision between deciding on aggression or setting yourself up for responding to the threats that are not coming right now. So perhaps later they will be there, but if you will force your aggression, there won't be any later for the opponent. And he would also need to fix his color for those blasts to be relevant.
Okay, he sacrifices a land. This could be like trying to get flagstones and then
Yes.
sacrificing flagstones, but yeah, it's just a really slow plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess there's that as well. Yeah, just shutting down
what
the
the
threat.
opponent could do from this position, perhaps.
Yeah, I forgot about the Pojuka bow, just like shuts down the deck completely.
Yes, exactly. Nie gramy
Nie gramy na cofanki.
na cofanki. Okay.
That's a motto to live by. So yeah, the motto translated to English would be like,
We're not playing on
takesy backsies. No takesy backsies.
Yeah. Or no bouncing allowed.
Okay, another brainstorm, another DRC into another brainstorm. That's a way to fill your graveyard.
True.
With 2 DRCs. Just.
And still no land for Maciej.
So just
Hitting
hitting for one.
So really hard luck from him.
Yeah, but at the same time, like not much happening on Bernard's side. He really needs that third land. Because without it,
Yeah. Didn't he? Oh, there is a play. Yeah, land here.
okay. Let's see.
So now I think we're going to see what is happening.
It might be the knight.
That would be a huge night.
A huge knight, but at the same time, like. Oh, though I guess the DRCs are not flying just yet.
Mm-hmm. So there is an option for a days here. And I guess that would be a very, very, very good days.
Yeah, days
Indeed.
with double.
Oh yes, 2 triggers.
Yeah, double triggers.
No. Looking just for land.
The choice of basic mountain kinda hurting Maciej here once again.
In a way, but still, imagine that Reclaimer would be looking for Wasteland.
Yeah, Reclaimer could take a wasteland. Yeah, that's true.
So the constraint that he has already is not caused by the choice of the land base, but simply for the screw that he's experiencing.
Yeah, so no second land still. So I guess island.
An iteration,
An
and
iteration,
5
yeah.
cards.
That was a borrow.
Yeah, that's another consideration. Yeah, 1, 2. There is
Yeah.
finally
He decides
the
to
third
keep the
land.
bottom. But he can
Exile.
play it.
Yes, and bolts not relevant right now.
Yeah. He cannot play it though. He just played the island.
I
Can
suppose.
he?
I think this is still in exile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. So the judges got that as well.
That's true. So this will be, yeah, this is a bit of an issue. I think that he simply forgot that.
He probably was happy to just see the land finally off the top.
Although I guess that the DLCs hit him for 6. That's also something to consider. As for the
Yeah, so what he would need is like removal spells, maybe endurance.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
some
endurance
other-
would be perfect.
Yeah. This is really impressive how Maciej is still operating despite the lock that he was in and despite this mulligan to 5 on the draw.
Yeah, exactly.
And that library hitting the table, turn 1 followed by the Reclaimer, he's still decently in the game
Yeah.
despite
There's just
all
not
of this.
not enough time, to push the value with the Reclaimer, for example.
And I dare to say that there's simply too many options in a way for Bernard, but not enough resources to execute them also.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
really
exactly.
hard call what to choose.
And also you can see like really big grindy cards, at least for the legacy format, like the Ramming Up Excavator. You have a bunch of lands in the graveyard, but still like no
Yeah.
way to cast the Excavator because there's just not enough time.
Yeah, so you can tap yourself again out to get this removed by a single bolt, still getting hit by 6 interface,
Yeah.
getting back to square one.
And this
despite
is
being
Delver,
theoretic-
this is
theoretically
Delver.
ahead.
Yeah. That's the strength of the Delver deck. Like all your answers, 1 mana. All your threats, 1 mana. Just apart from like really massive stuff like Murktide or expressive iteration.
So he decided to play this.
So the excavator, right?
And what
And
will
play
he choose?
the land from the graveyard.
Is this for removal? Yeah, there is a plow here.
Oh, and there's a plow. Okay, so that's a good turn of events, I think, for him.
Yes.
He could have tried doing it upkeep, but
So, the combat first. I wonder why. Oh, endurance.
there's the endurance.
And there
Okay.
is also a borrower on the other side.
Yeah, but the endurance is evoked
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
shuffles the graveyards, and since the DRCs already had to attack, now he can double, like, block both
Yeah.
of them.
And remove them both.
Yeah, this is a huge swing.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. There will be a bounce to save at least one.
He cannot bounce his own creatures. The borrower can only...
Yeah, but I mean, he can bounce the reclaimer back.
Yeah, sure.
And he decided for the Ramanat.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bigger mana investment, so
That's
might
true.
as well, right?
That's true. So, not really a way to respond to that, apart from plow.
Yeah, he might plow the other ERC just to, clear the board.
Yeah, I think this is the most reasonable play right now because there's not much more coming from Maciej's side. Once again, Regent is denied.
Okay, so he just took one.
Now,
You ponder.
so there's a Vapor Snag and Delver.
Yeah, Vapor Snag. Too little to matter, I think, here.
Excuse me for a minute.
Sure. Yeah, so another decision with the Sylvan Library. 3 mana. Is that the night? Oh, the excavator is back. Playing another land from the graveyard. Which would then enable Reclaimer to rotate for another land. Yeah, so the value train is coming together for Bernard here. Yeah, we'll see if he goes for the Dryad Arbor or... Yeah. Yeah, this would be better for him as an untap land to use the Reclaimer the same turn, but he's considering the Dryad Arbor. Very... Yeah. Let's see. Okay, attacks for the Reclaimer.
Previously, Maciej missed 2 triggers on his DRCs while casting the borrower.
Yeah.
Still, as those triggers are not detrimental to him if missed, so if they would be beneficial to him if resolved, there's no obligation to anyone, not to the opponent, not to the judge, to remind him of those triggers.
Yeah, so
Sim-
this
you're-
might be a big thing.
Yeah,
actually.
also.
Yeah. But it's almost 10 p.m. We started at 10 a.m.
Well,
so
10
yeah.
hours straight, even more.
12
12
hours.
hours straight of playing Legacy.
Just a Vapor Snag on the Reclaimer, but it's a ball.
And the handshake!
Here we have the winner.
That's a Vapor Snag win. If I ever saw one. That's a Vapor Snag win. Oh my god.
Przecież działa.
Okay. Okay, so I'm still in shock. Like the very last, the grand finals of the Polish Legacy Championship decided by 1 damage from the Vapor Snag. Some sight to behold. So we'll be right back. And thanks everyone for watching.